So,
Anyway.
are we all in agreement that we are sticking with the original plan and not trying to hit this supposed lead before the wraiths do?
We should rob the house. That sounds fun.
He said just a skeleton guard. So...
You're not seeing the point as to why we should stick with our original plan.
I'm not.
Well, I think this new plan involves stealing things that are valuable.
Why not do both plans?
Yes. If we steal the stuff first, then the race will think that he gave them bad intel.
Yeah.
Or that he's selling intel to other people too and double dipping.
It's going to make our charade later that much more believable. If he knows that the wraiths are cross with him.
Yeah. And
they might have reason to set him up. If we do it with no reason, then he might just be like, why would the race do this?
But that alerts them to the presence of a rogue troop of interlopers on their turf, using their informant. It's only a matter of time until they trace it back to us.
What if...
Especially when they can apparently warp through time and space.
So what if we steal the artifacts and contact Lord Vorus to tell him that the people who stole it are going to be there at this time? So we get both!
But we don't want to...
The whole point of this mission was to get an informant.
Yeah, we don't want to risk them
this is
retaliating against our informant.
And getting an entire gang of magicians against us.
This is burning the gang.
No, it will burn the informant, though, too.
We could burn the gang after the conversation with the informant.
But the whole goal of getting the informant is burning his bridge with the wraiths.
Yeah.
Yes, but not him burning that bridge, not us burning that bridge. Do you see the difference?
As long as it's burned.
Wait, why would he burn the bridge? We thought that this whole point was that
we are to make him believe that he needs to separate from them and come to us.
Right. So if they are suspicious of him and start treating him negatively, wouldn't he believe that he should leave them and come with us?
But how negatively?
The difficulty is
could we be putting him in real danger?
Yeah, we don't want them to try and kill him. We just want them to...
Putting ourselves...
to not trust him.
In danger.
I feel like we would only be in danger if we're really bad at our jobs. And so far, we've been amazing. We followed the guy and we hid in a fountain.
Those things are very different
than... I think stealing things from an empty house should be easier than hiding in a fountain.
I would love to steal things from an empty house.
Mostly empty house. Skeleton crew of housekeepers.
Look,
a skeleton crew.
And
Lord
skeletons. Yes.
And Lord Vorals totally...
Skeleton housekeepers.
And Lord Vorals totally deserves it. He was mean to me, and he's not a very nice guy.
I do... like
Actually,
Robin
all
from...
the lords of the other houses have been mean to me in the past.
I do like Robin from the rich elites.
He's gonna have a great wardrobe to parse through.
How
ghostly artifacts, stuff.
Also artifacts.
How much do I know about this guy?
Lord Boris, he's a bit of a antiquarian. He likes to collect old relics and such.
How old is he?
He's probably about in his late 60s. He's getting on. He's like
it's vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah. He spends a lot of time focusing on old relics of the past that are dredged up from the canals and catacombs beneath Doskvol.
Good.
The catacombs and places beneath Doskvol. So he doesn't go out to parties. He's a bit of a recluse. He stays inside with his creepy toys.
And he's part of a cult.
Those guys have the best
He might be part of a cult.
He's part of some religion that worships a god, and also worshipping that god are people who can disappear into thin air.
Well, his reputation is weird enough, actually, that he might just have cult-like artifacts when he's not part of the cult himself.
Yes, but you're not trying to kill us.
Oh, do you know what'd be really nice? What would be really nice is if we robbed the place and made it look like the Wraiths did it.
Yeah, right?
And then...
How do you make it look like the Wraiths did it?
With their calling card.
I could turn to a ghost.
Why would they leave a calling card?
Oh, a calling card is not necessarily a physical object. A calling card is something that is a tell for a
yeah, if we can do like a trace of ghost.
Do you have a calling card left over from your nemesis?
That would
whatever. Leave her calling card.
Oh my god! Get everybody all mixed up.
That seems a little.
Let's take a step back and not make it a little too complicated.
Yeah, let's not go.
Let's
eliminate everybody on one
This doesn't
job.
seem that complicated.
Okay.
Rob the place, put a card down.
Well,
get out of there.
But let's.
Yeah, let's stick with the main plot of.
No,
trying to get
continue.
This
what?
I just want to make sure you guys keep the focus of getting an informant. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying.
This is all contributing to
But
that.
I think we should get the informant before we rob the place. We should talk to him before day that it was set that they plan on robbing this place.
When do they plan on robbing this place? Did they say?
They said with the conversation.
Yeah, he said 2 nights from now.
Oh, 2 nights from now.
Does he check that bottle place every day?
We don't know yet. We haven't followed him a second time.
Oh.
But we could. Because that would also be fun.
Look, we could be safe and anonymously tip Lord Boris that he's gonna have some thieves on that night coming at him. But
not if we're those thieves.
Well, yeah. We can just set up the raids.
Okay.
Steal stuff.
Our first priority is to get the informant.
Not get the informant killed.
So are we going to plan?
We don't know what the raids are going to do, but
your best guess is if they found out that he double-crossed him, they would probably murder him.
Okay.
So we got to turn him before we betray those guys.
So a couple of things. One thing out of character is, do we know that having 0 reputation also means that we're like least under suspicion? Like if something bad happens, people generally go, oh, if they were going, oh, someone else hit this house, they're not going to look for some random gang that just appeared.
That's more to do with heat, rather.
Okay.
But reputation would be like you gain 2 rep per score unless you keep it completely quiet.
Right.
So it doesn't. It does kind of, but it doesn't really factor into it fictionally like you're thinking.
Okay.
It's not something where the more rep you have, the more people go, I bet it was you guys.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
it's not
okay.
that.
Yeah, because I was thinking, who would think it was us? Because there's no danger because nobody knows we exist. Like,
Right.
We don't even have a name yet as a crew. So
Yeah, no, them finding out who it was would be difficult, right? Like if you guys started leading calling cards and stuff, then obviously they could figure it out.
But we leave her calling card.
The other thing I'm
not,
sure.
Not going there.
No.
So
we keep thinking that the Wraiths are going to kill this dude because we're going to get him killed because of some conflict. Do we think he's the only informant in all of Doskvol? I mean, wouldn't it be?
He's the only one we followed.
I mean, there's probably tons of people know that Lord Voros is going on holiday, which means that
he's the one you guys are focused on. So let's try to keep it focused on that.
No. My point is that the
Voros is
likelihood of this being something that makes
Boris
the
is a
Wraiths
recluse.
just kill him is such a narrow way of looking at how the world of Doskvol works, right? Because you would think that there's at least half a dozen people who know that he's going on holiday, which means there may be other gangs that are thinking, oh, we can rob this guy too.
No, because the nature of him being informant means he would only give them information that benefits them, right? He would have informed them that this is something that's getting out, but he informed them of this fact because he specifically knew he was one of the few to get it.
Gotcha. Okay. So he does have unique information.
Yes. If he had known that he didn't have unique information, he wouldn't have given it to them.
Gotcha.
Because then he'd be being a bad informant.
All right.
I guess that makes sense.
I like robbing, but
So-
the adults make the decisions.
What do you guys want to do first? Do you want to try to get the informant on your side using your fake blue coats plan?
Yes.
The deception plan?
That's what I want.
Okay.
Right. I mean, the rest of this is just
If
to
we
make
could
that
do that-
plan more believable.
If
in
we
my
could do
mind.
that tonight, then we can have the option open to rob at the place if we want the next night.
Yeah.
That can work.
Yeah.
But that's if he
this plan-
goes and checks the bottle every day.
If we're not going to reinforce this plan by causing some mistrust between the Wraiths and Arkady, then let's just do it tonight so we have the option to hit Lord Voices. That makes perfect sense.
Okay, so we're going with it. You guys are going to float a bottle down to the canal to get Arkady to go to a meeting place.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the usual, maybe not, and then you're gonna pull off this blue coat deception plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Should
We're there.
the message? Do we need to like come up with the message or just
you can reinvent the code in a way, or you can send it to the same spot. It's wherever you want to put it.
I don't know. The same spot seems a little like amateur. Same spot like 2 nights in a row.
Do we put ourselves
It's
in
been a
danger?
week.
Oh, it's been a week. Okay, gotcha.
It's been a week.
Yeah, it's
Well,
been.
wait. You
But
said
I
it was
thought
going to be
I
2
thought-
nights from now. Yeah.
I thought 2 nights from
That
now
was
the place
part of the
is gonna-
conversation.
Right, so 2 nights from now after
Would
the
we,
week went
if
by.
we wanted
Oh,
to
after the
rob-
week went by.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you have
Okay.
time, is what I'm trying to say.
Cool.
Just don't
Well,
worry about.
that seems less obvious then. That we can contact him without being super suspicious.
Mhm.
Let's
now
just have him meet at the same place because
Same place. I
it,
can even.
it might be completely out of the norm to meet someplace that we pick. That he's like, oh, I've never met there before.
Sure. Yeah, we don't know if they always do the same
It could be
place.
something.
Since it's been a whole week and we know this method, can we arbitrarily easily pick up another bottle just to check it out? Like, we wait a few days to see whether or not...
to see whether
Yeah, because the first time we took the bottle and I brought the milk back,
Yeah.
and if a couple of days later we find that
Oh,
Arkady's
so-
body isn't like dangling from a lamppost, then we're going, oh, I guess stealing the note's no big deal.
yeah. You
We can
don't.
just start fishing bottles out of the river.
you don't actually. If you keep an eye on RK throughout the week, you notice that he doesn't go back for one. So you assume it's a weekly thing.
Okay.
At that point.
Cool.
So yeah, let's do this plan. This is a good plan.
Sure.
So let's go into the engagement roll, and then we're just going to smash cut to everybody being there at the first obstacle towards this plan. So we do an engagement
Alright.
roll by going down the list here. What we do is we're going to form a dice pool based on a number of factors. One of you is going to roll it, and what you roll determines the position you're in when the score starts. So you get 1 dice at the beginning for sheer luck, right? Just straight up. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
It seems fairly bold. We're impersonating.
Blue coats.
A blue
Get
coat.
the
We're
winner of
impersonating
Charter
a blue
Hall.
coat, and then we're like also falsely saving him from a fate.
Yeah, it's like
there's,
a multi-layered
layers of
action.
deception.
Okay.
This is like when you go to improv and the improv idea is so complicated that the actors have no way of pulling it off.
Right. Okay. So take +1 dice. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
100%.
Yes.
Well, not really, right? Because all you're really doing is just faking blue coats and getting him to come with you, and then having him be getting saved from the blue coats. Right.
So, which means that he has to be a blue coat.
Which he's a master of disguise.
We have to show up and rescue RK, which means
You'll
do we
already be there.
fight the blue coat, or do
No, I'm going to talk to him.
You can
Right.
scare
Oh,
me.
okay,
You
just-
can do whatever you
I'm
want.
going to.
okay.
I'm going to.
It
Bribe
seems
him.
fairly
Okay.
straightforward to me.
we... Okay.
Okay. Does the plan's detail with the deception expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Yes, it does. You're using the whole bottle communication system to get where you want them.
Yeah.
Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have a particular defense or special preparation? They don't. Can any friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? No. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in this operation? No. There's no other elements I can think of, so I say this is a 3-dice pool. So somebody needs to pick that up and roll it, and we'll see where you guys end up when this score begins. Who wants to do the honors?
So, since you are the...
Go for it.
Oh, okay.
Five. Okay. So, on a 4 or a 5, we end up in a risky position, the standard position in Blades.
Sure.
So, we'll smash cut. It is midnight now. You guys are outside the fountain that I described before. This magistrate...
Biting into the water.
You have your little thing. You're swinging it around. You walk.
yeah,
They don't have billy clubs, do they?
they do.
Oh,
They have.
I'm not
they have,
swinging it
They have
around.
beater sticks. Yeah. So, what does your disguise look like?
It looks like standard issue,
Blue coat.
but I have a different, like I would say just like a composite of different faces. Like I maybe like took some different, create a character sort of.
Okay.
I'm not using my real face, obviously.
Right. You got like makeup and prosthetics on.
Yeah.
Sure. Are you?
I look
impersonating-
older,
Are you impersonating like a standard watch blue coat or like an officer?
like an officer.
An officer. Okay, cool. All right.
Because I gotta make an arrest.
Yeah, that's no. Officers and like higher ranking blue coat member.
Oh,
Standard blue coats can still make arrests.
oh,
They're
then
just like police.
Like a sergeant.
then I'm standard.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
I'm on the beat.
yeah.
So
So
Is it typical for blue coats to be alone without a partner?
it is not. Usually they come in pairs of 2 or 3s or more, depending on the situation. But one being alone in Charter Hall is not unthinkable.
Okay.
Should I be a blue coat as well?
I mean, you could if you want him to dress you up.
Like, I'm not gonna try and like address him because
do you think Caelin's gonna be enough as just one person to talk with him? I think so.
as representing our faction.
Okay.
I think so.
Then we're both dressed up as officers.
Okay, so you
No,
guys are both
Plus,
there.
plus, it's more intimidating for him,
All right.
which is important.
Okay. So you guys see Arkady sitting there waiting in the usual spot by the fountain.
Is he also eating a pastry?
He's not.
Okay.
No pastry this time. And
Just
he-
wanted to see if that
We're
was it.
eating pastries.
I just want to see if it was like
No.
a code sign.
I'm not eating.
If I'm not
pastries.
eating a pastry, it means the heat is too high and you shouldn't show up.
Right. No. So he's sitting there and he's got a hand on his mouth and he's leaning forward a bit, like this for a second, and he's scratching his arm. And you know how to read people, right? This is what you do. You get the sense that he's kind of nervous about something. He's like something's a little off. So you guys come walking down the street in your blue coat uniforms, and you see Arkady sitting there. Do you want him to like? He's gonna notice you, I think, because it's a risky position. So
Sure.
so he sits there scratching, and he glances over and he sees 2 blue coats, and then he like just goes
We're
back
not-
to
we're not
just
paying him
staring
a-
ahead.
Well, are we gonna go right up to him?
Yes.
Okay, like we know who he is and why he's there.
I would be like,
And we're just gonna go
I would say
arrest
that
him.
you would just be like, you would be like harassing him for being out and be like, what are you doing?
But the point of us doing this was that
He was set up.
he was set up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is a targeted arrest.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
Well, actually, let's not be like looking directly at him until we get close enough because it's a big square.
Okay.
So let's kind of like wander up to him and then
you guys
like
are
directly
the only
address
2 in this square right now.
Yeah.
Midnight in Charter Hall, nobody's
him.
out.
So we should just pretend to be like wandering across the square.
Fine.
So we're close enough. So we just
Okay,
run
fine.
for it. Yeah. We got
You're the
close.
master of disguise.
I mean, you don't want him to run away.
I want to just go up to him and just make the arrest right now.
Right, but the point is like going up to him calmly, like and without
You don't calmly arrest
spooking
anybody.
him.
Here's the thing. In the arrest, you can't, if he's not aware of what's going on, if there's not any back and forth between you and him, he's not going to realize why he's being arrested. He needs to know why. He needs to know that he was set up. So there needs to be some back and forth. There needs to be some intimidation.
All right, that's true. Okay, so
Right.
let's stop for a sec. You guys are walking
And you need
along
to give
here.
me time to get up there.
What do you do?
That's true.
You're walking by the fountain now. You're coming up on him and Arkady. What do you do?
So you're saying that we don't go up to him right away?
Well, we just don't go. We don't like
Go to
walk
arrest.
straight toward him, looking at him, like spook him.
Okay.
So-
Sure.
Let me just interject.
I don't
quickly.
understand the
Aren't
whole
blue
spooking
coats
him thing.
Actual police and authority.
Yes. They
Yes.
are.
Aren't people scared of them?
Yes.
They-
When
Yes.
they're doing arrest, why do they have to be cagey? Aren't they the
Don't.
blue coats?
Yeah, they don't.
Don't you just go up and say, "Hi, you're under arrest." Why am I under arrest? You're under arrest for blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? How did this
Yes.
happen?
All right.
Like this is actual
Yeah.
how
That
real
doesn't- that
people
doesn't-
do real
That
things.
doesn't mean he won't try to run.
Right, but that
yes.
also,
I'm
if
too
he doesn't think
skittish
he's
to look
guilty, he may be afraid to run. And if
Right.
he does,
Yes.
that gives you even more reason to intimidate him.
Right.
Like you're actually authority.
It doesn't have to be this complicated. He's not going to get up and run if you guys don't act
It's
exactly
like,
perfect.
yeah, if we, it's like we take a walk
All right,
around the
lead,
fountain.
Lead the way,
that- lead the way.
Coyote.
Yeah.
You don't know.
You're
who's
the
Coyote.
confident
You
one.
don't, you don't know my real name.
Yeah, that is a real name.
Ptolemy.
Lead the way, Ptolemy.
Ptolemy.
Alright, so I'm walking up to him.
Okay.
Like, evening.
Oh, officer, hey, how's it going?
It's going fine.
He's like looking around nervously now that he sees you guys are
Mhm.
there.
It's quite a time to be out alone by yourself.
I like watching the fountain at night.
Really?
You're not exactly watching it though.
Seems like you're maybe waiting for somebody.
He stands up for a minute. No. Oh, I mean, what business is it of yours?
I'm a little nervous.
What business is it of mine?
Yeah. I'm out here minding my own business.
Take a good look. This is my whole territory. This is my business.
Sounds like you're commanding.
Yeah.
If you want to take an action.
I don't have a thing.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
But
if you have intent, I'm just checking.
I don't have any points in command. But I am commanding.
Okay, like, are you trying to get him to do something?
No, just intimidating.
Okay, that's fine.
Would that be command?
I'm rattling his cage a little
sway?
bit before
That might be
we make.
sway.
Yeah. Sway?
No, it's probably command right now.
It's command.
To intimidate?
Yeah.
I'm already in command mode. I can't just switch back now to something
You're
different.
doing a good job.
Okay, so yeah, so
I'm just
he
trying to
looks
figure
at
out which this falls under.
he looks at
interrupt.
he looks
in
at
the middle of
you.
my good job.
He looks at you and he's like,
I'm starting to wander into the courtyard now.
okay, cool. Okay, so he looks at you and he's like, I'm sorry, officer. I didn't mean to be rude. I just it's nothing. I just money troubles. You know, hits everybody hard in this city. Am I bothering anybody? Do I need to leave?
You know, it's not a coincidence that we're here. We're actually, we're here to make your arrest for you. God damn it, I botched that. I didn't mean
We're
to...
here to make your arrest.
No, I didn't
No,
mean
it's
to
alright.
botch
Your
that.
character's cool. How do you say it?
Sean Spicer.
Basic... Okay, let me take a moment. It's not a coincidence that we're here. We're actually here to arrest you. Please, sir, put your hands behind your back.
He bolts.
No,
No, he doesn't?
I grab him in the attempt that he's making to bolt.
You said he wasn't going.
How? Well, now
He
he's-
wasn't gonna vote when they were approaching him because
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah,
inappropriate.
that's how-
But now that they're actually in a situation,
How are
I'm in
you-
proximity to him.
Yeah, you
You're
are.
like
How
right
are you?
there
How are you
standing over
stopping him from running away?
This
This doesn't have to be grabbing him by the arm.
skirmish.
Okay, so you are skirmishing with him. You're grabbing him by the arm.
Yeah.
You're like, come here.
I want
Yeah,
to
okay.
finesse and grab him by the arm too.
So one action at a time. If you want to help him, you can.
I would like to assist him.
You pay a stress and he gets an extra die.
Yeah, for sure. One
Okay.
stress for one.
I'm
die,
gonna
that's-
say
that
I'm
sounds
gonna.
like a deal.
I say I'm gonna be probably about 20 feet away from this by now.
Okay, cool. You're walking close.
What's the... So I don't fuck this up. What is the... What's the crime that I'd be charging with?
It's
I would say conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
And gain activity related
It
to...
would be like conspiracy.
aiding
Okay.
a robbery.
Aiding and abetting.
Yeah. You charge him with the correct thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to not be like screw that up because yeah.
What you guys do in the fiction, you don't have to roleplay things perfectly. You can tell me how you do them as well. You don't have to worry about being.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, because he's about to bolt, so I'm grabbing him. And
Okay.
if that's skirmish, then it's skirmish. If it's finesse, then it's finesse. I think it's
What
skirmish.
do you think is skirmish?
I don't have any extra points in any of those two. I think it's skirmish
Okay.
because
That
finesse
yes,
would be
that makes perfect sense to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Finesse
makes
could
sense.
also work. It's up to you. So you get a bonus dice from Nick helping you out.
So how many? 3?
No. How many dots do you have?
0.
So you're gonna roll 1 dice.
Okay.
Do you want to push yourself for an extra dice?
We're devil's bargain.
You push yourself. You take 2 stress and get an extra dice. I'm trying to think of a devil's bargain.
No, I'm gonna stress it.
Okay, so
Ooh,
take 2
like-
stress.
Okay. And so
So mark the stress first, and then position and effect is what we discuss next. I should mention this. So you can always, if you're in a risky position or controlled, you can always push the position lower to get an increased effect, right? You can also push yourself to get a raised effect. So if you're at standard effect, you can push yourself, pay 2 stress to get a raised effect. You can't, however, push yourself for an increased effect and an extra dice. You have to pick one.
okay.
So he's bolting. You're an officer of the law. This is pretty standard stuff. I'm going to say it's risky standard for you to grab onto this guy.
Okay.
5. Okay.
very good.
So you get what you want, but there's a complication.